This call is now being recorded.
Hey guys, this is Miss Brown. I'm going to demonstrate how to do your own multiplication part by writing out your multiplication facts. And in this tutorial, I will be going step by step and writing them out on a sheet of paper so that you can do that yourself. So I'm going to start. I'm not going to do my ones because mostly everybody already knows their ones. So we're going to, everything times one is just that other number. So whatever number you're multiplying one by, your answer will be that other number. So example, 1 times 5 would be 5. 1 times 100 would be 100. So that's why I'm not going to take the time to write out the ones. So I'm going to start off with 2 times 2. And I know that equals 4. And if I didn't know that, I could just basically add 2 times. But 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So since I'm multiplying my 2's, I'm going to just add 2 every time to the number over here. So 2 times 4 will be 8 because I just add 2 more to 6. 2 times 5 will be 10. I just added 2 more to 8. 8, 9, 10. So you can see it's easy, just adding 2 every time. 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 times 7 equals 14. 2 times 8 equals 16. 2 times 9 equals 18. 2 times 10 equals 20. 2 times 11 equals 22. And 2 times 12 equals 24. So as you see, my number just increased by 2 every time. So multiplying by 2. So now I'm going to go ahead and start my 3's. And when I start my 3's, I'm going to start with 3 times 2. And as you see, I already have 3 times 2 over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and look over here and see what 2 times 3 was, because whatever 2 times 3 was, that's what 2 times 3 is going to be. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And now I'm adding 3 every time to the number over here, as you can see. 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 times 5 equals 15. 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 7 equals 21. 3 times 8 equals 24. 3 times 9 equals 27. 3 times 10 equals 30. 3 times 11 equals 33. And 3 times 12 equals 36. Now when I start with my 4's, I'm not going to start with 4 times 2. I'm not even going to write 4 times. Yeah, I'm going to start with 4 times 3 because that's the one that I have my 4's on over here. I already know 3 times 4 because I wrote it down. So now I'm going to start off with 4 times 3 because I already know that answer. And that's 12. And it's right here. So, wait, sorry, you can't even see. Well, let me re-show you that. So I'm going to start off with 4 times 3 because right here I already have 3 times 4 down. I know that's 12. So I'm going to start with that when I start with my 4's. And now I'm just going to be adding 4 every time. Start off by adding 4 to 12, and that gives me 16. Now 4 times 5 would be 20. 4 times 6 would be 24. 4 times 7 would be 28. 4 times 8 would be 32. 4 times 9 would be 36. It's increasing by 4 every time. 4 times 10 would be 40. 4 times 11 would be 44. 4 times 12 would be 48. And as you see here, my list just got shorter. Since I didn't have to write 4 times 2, because I already know 4 times 2, because it's over here. I started off with 4 times 3, so I'm going to be leaving one off every time. So next I will do my 5s. So now for my 5s, I'll start with 5 times 4. I won't need to do 5 times 2 because it's here. I won't need to do 5 times 3 because it's here. But I'm going to start with 5 times 4, which is the last 5 that I did over here. So 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 6, 5 times 11. How did I get back to 6? 5 times 11 is 55. 5 times 12 is 60. Now I'm going to start on my 6s, and I will go down because I'm out of room up here. So I'll skip a line, and then I'll write my 6s. So I'll start with 6 times 5 because I already know 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4. 6 times 5 was my last 6 that I did, so I'm going to start with that. So 5 times 6 equals 30, and 6 times 5 is 30. So now I'm just going to add 6 every time to this number. So 6 plus 30 would be 36. So that means 6 times 6 equals 36. 6 times 7 equals 42. 6 times 8 equals 48. 6 times 9 equals 54. 6 times 10 equals 60. 6 times 11 equals 66. 6 times 12 equals 72. Now on to my 7s. I'll start with 7 times 6 equals 42, because it was right here. 7 times 7 equals 49. 7 times 8 equals 56. 7 times 9 equals 63. 7 times 10 equals 70. 7 times 11 equals 77. 7 times 12 equals 84. And now I'm going to go to my 8s. 8 times 7 equals 56. 8 times 8 equals 64. 8 times 9 equals 72. 8 times 10 equals 80. 8 times 11 equals 88. And 8 times 12 equals 96. Now I'm going to my 9s. 9 times 8 is what I'll start with here. 9 times 8 equals 72. 9 times 9 equals 81. 9 times 10 equals 90. 9 times 11 equals 99. And 9 times 12 equals 108. Now I'll go to my 10s. 10 times 9 equals 90. 10 times 10 equals 100. 10 times 11 equals 110. And 10 times 12 equals 120. And with my 10s, as you notice, anything I multiply by 10, all I'm doing is putting a 0 behind that other number. So 10 times 9 is just a 9 with a 0 behind it. 10 times 10 is just 10 with a 0 behind it. 10 times 11 is just 11 with a 0 behind it. And 10 times 12 is just a 12 with a 0 behind it. And that goes for anything you multiply by 10. So if I multiply 10 by 100, that would be 100 with a 0 behind it. So those are easy to help you remember the 10s. And then I'll go to my 11s. So I'll start with 11 times 10 as 110. 11 times 11. I'm just going to add 10 more to 110, and that's going to give me 121. And just to help you, an easy way to do that, if you add 10 first, you just add one more, and that'll be 11. So if I add 10 to 110, that'll give me 120. And then I add one more, that'll be 121. So then for 11 times 12, that would be 132. And then for your 12s, I'm going to start with 12 times 11, and that's going to be 132. I already have it right here. So now for my 12s, I'm just adding 12 every time. And just a little quick trick to help you remember that. For your 12s, if you add 10, then add 2 more, that's 12. So if I add 10 to 132, that'll be 144. And if I add 2 more, that'll be if I add 10 to 132, that'll be 132. And if I add 2 more, that'll be 144. So that's it. And as you notice, my list got shorter and shorter every time because I left some off because I didn't have to rewrite them if I already wrote them. Sorry. So for my 12s, I only had to write. For my 12s, I only had to write 2 of them because I already have all of them. I have 12 times 2. I already know 12 times 3. I already know all of these 12. So that's why my list is so short on my 12s. And if you do this, the more you do this, the more you're going to start remembering your multiplication facts. So that is it for this video.